What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. This is part 3 of my Hodgkins Lymphoma stage 3 story. And what we're going to do today is talk about some questions based on a few things that I've probably left out. So post-chemo, coming home, adjustments, medicine or supplements. If you're only a single income at your home with your significant other, partner, wife, vice versa. So if one of you, that's the breadwinner, is sick with cancer, Ihss is something that you can most likely get approved for that person in care of you. And we'll talk about GoFundMe as well. So if you haven't looked at my introduction video, please do. It was uploaded a few days ago, and it's just me talking about some things and topics prior to my videos. The first video is already completed, part 1. Part 2 is uploading today. It should be on probably tomorrow, hopefully, but we'll see. Definitely look out for that. And this is going to be my wrap-up video. I'm definitely going to answer any questions if you guys leave any comments or whatnot. So let's go ahead and get started. So for post-chemo, this should be a good time for you, in essence of getting past your treatment. So congratulations on that. And you're coming home and you're in that feeling of just want to be there and not be at the hospital. You're very cloudy. You have chemo brain. There's a lot of unanswered questions that you're not really responsible for, but you might think about them. So when you come home, essentially whoever's helping you, and I hope you're not alone, literally, where it's just you going home. But wherever you're headed, that house needs to be sanitized. Corona or not, it doesn't matter. You need to have an air purifier or a really good filter in whatever room you're going to be sleeping in. You probably want to adjust like your thermostat to where you're comfortable, because it's set correctly at your hospital and you're in a dedicated room. So that's something that will help you out. And you essentially aren't going to be exposed to the hospital's regimen anymore. So the routine of medicine and IV and so forth. You can definitely become dehydrated at home. So some things that helped me out was having huge gallons of water where I'm at. I'm not going up and down the stairs, assuming you have 2-story. But even if you have 1-story, you shouldn't have to get up and go get water. Obviously, you can ask somebody for help or whatever. But have water near you. Have your supplements near you. Have some body wipes, face wipes near you. Another thing to note too is your senses are kind of screwed up with your sense, like your smelling and tasting and even hearing too. So something that would help you out would be to tell your significant other or family members or whoever's staying there with you, no colognes or perfumes or heavy odors and stuff, even spraying the disinfectant sprays or the ones from Costco or, whatever it may be. If you're in this boat, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're helping somebody, and you're watching these videos trying to get educated and you're wondering why I'm talking about scents and smells and stuff. When someone is coming off treatment, your entire taste buds are shot and your senses are elevated, very high, but in a bad way. Water tastes like crap. Cologne smells too strong. Disinfectant is very potent. 409 and Clorox, it's all just so strenuous. And, you know, the receiver of the treatment is only going to be able to express that to you as much as they can. So try to have people kind of have a sanitized, organized area for you. Now, because hydration is a huge deal, post-chemo does have at-home medicines that you have to take. Now, you're not on a regimen schedule anymore. It's a good faith system. The doctor has told you, take them X amount of times and X amount of intervals, where before you had the nurses coming in and doing everything for you. So set an alarm on your smartphone and so forth, and hydrate every 3 hours. And I know it sucks, and I know you don't like water. And if you like water and you have no problem with hydration, fast forward this to the 10-minute mark or whatnot. But I want to talk about this part for a few minutes. So with all this medicine that's still in your body, it hasn't detoxed. You're still taking medicine coming home for nausea, neuropathy, kidney and liver function, whole bunch of stuff. It will make you constipated and it will dehydrate you. And even if you're hydrated like a normal person, those medicines would still make that same normal person constipated. So you have to double hydrate, I kid you not, when you come home. Do it at your own pace. At the hospital, you are on a drip, but do it at your own pace at home. And it helps your stools. It helps your oxygen function. It helps your, I don't want to say, not your diet, but like your appetite. Most people don't want to eat or eat a lot, but it helps with your appetite. I noticed that, a huge difference from getting hydration and hydrating by myself. The more I do it, the better I felt. So I recommend not just water, you guys. You need electrolytes and potassium and sodium chloride. Go to Costco or Target. Target has the best Gatorade options than Walmart, it doesn't matter. We've shopped them all. Target has every color Gatorade that you might like. And it's all in a 12 or 18 pack. But the caveat is you want the Gatorade Zero. You don't want the half Gatorade where it's like half the sugar. Gatorade Zero, I assure you, you're going to love drinking compared to regular Gatorade. And you're going to get processed water, filtered water, and there's enough electrolytes in that to make you feel pretty good. So that's one thing I recommend is Gatorade Zero. As far as flavors, they don't make a lot of zeros in every flavor, but they do in orange and in blue and in white. I personally don't like white. I like orange and blue. So another thing that helped out as well was the scent of oranges. So for some reason, it just puts you in a good mood, like actual scent of orange. So if you have one of those little tiny humidifiers or like air purifiers, it's just the little ones that shoot out I forgot what they're called, but they usually have them at like herbal shops and things like that. Get yourself a large one and find like one of those natural tree tea oils, but try to find one that's orange, and it really puts you in good spirit. And it's also a proven fact too that the scent of orange puts people in a good mood. So that's basically it for just coming home. Something to have in place with whoever's helping you out, or if you're helping yourself. Now with this medicine, you guys, if you feel like it's making you worse now that you're at home and you're taking it than when you were at the hospital, remember that you had the proper potassium, sodium chloride, salt water, regular hydration, Your blood work was always getting drawn. They were monitoring you, everything. So they kind of had you docile or whatever. You know, you weren't doing worse. You weren't doing better. You were just, okay, this is cool. This is where you're at. Oh, you might need a transfusion, blah, blah, blah. So when you come home, you're kind of in control. And when when you have your own freedom and you feel like this, it's very easy to just skip the medicine and skip the medicine. And now you do have to take acyclovir, which is an antiviral medicine. It's generally issued for like sores on the mouth, the lips. It's cold sore medicine. Herpes simplex 1. A lot of people make fun of it. But really what they're doing is they're making fun of like genital herpes. But cold sores is what everyone gets on their mouth some point in their lifetime. Everyone was in 7th or 8th grade and had a cold sore on their mouth or lip. Everyone has had one. And that is called herpes simplex 1. And they give you acyclovir for that. It's an antiviral medicine. You generally get it in about 500 to 800 milligrams. Very safe. Doesn't hurt your liver. Doesn't upset your stomach. Post-chemo through Stanford, they used to recommend 800 a day for a year after chemo. But now it's 1,600. So that, just please stay on, you guys. For the nausea, it's probably not going to be as heavy coming home, because basically when you finish chemo there, you're there for a week or two before you're discharged. It did last for me. I mean, I was still at home nauseous. Probably, I'll say a month. Woke up in the morning feeling nauseous. Told my doctor about it. This medicine, which is legal poison, you guys, upsets your stomach lining. Essentially destroys it. It does what lemon juice and lemon lime water does in a good way to your body, but from a poison perspective. It goes to your stomach lining, and instead of cleaning it, it disrupts it. And it even damages it too. So those effects could last with you coming home. So when you feel like that and you're not under supervision, regardless of who's at home, it's very easy to say, I don't want to eat today. No, I don't want to drink. I'm not taking that. It makes me feel like this or that. You're now your own boss. And most people don't really push because they feel sympathy for you. And you're a patient and you're coming home, and whatever you want is what you get, essentially. But for those of you who are taking care of a patient, I cannot tell you why I had to get dragged to the hospital to get hydrated. Literally, because I didn't want to hydrate at home. It changed my life. I was getting sick and I was stubborn and I had chemo brain, and no one could tell me, you didn't go through what I went through. Don't be that person, even if you're starting to sound like that person. It's okay to feel like that and have those thoughts, but don't make that be you month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in the initial setting in phase, it's okay to be like that because you're not in hospital jail anymore, okay? So stay hydrated. As simple as that sounds. Don't skip your meals. You still have to have a microbial diet for a little bit. Grape juice is very good. It's something you can taste and you'll like. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't reactivate till the chemo's out of your body. Brown rice is good because of the grain and the nutrition. Try to stay away from oily, heavy fried items. So that's basically food and medicine for you guys. The next thing is IHSS, in-home support services. So if you're single, this doesn't apply to you. And if you have your significant other, partner, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, roommate, whoever, this person can go online, register, set up as the provider, and you apply. And essentially what will happen is, I think they do a basic background check, and I think you pay a little bit for the check. It's a small fee or whatnot. And then you have a phone interview. Then you get paperwork in the mail. And then you have your representative that comes to your house. That representative is going to bring the final decision. You're already approved when they come to your house. But when they come to your house, they're determining. So I'm going to speak so you guys kind of figure this out. It's hard for me to like explain it the way I really want to. So I'm going to speak as if I'm that person. So I'm going to have this chart, and I'm going to say, you know, John Doe's, you're taking care of Jane. And on a regular 8-hour day, 12-hour day, whatever, how many hours do you spend prepping food for this person? Okay, 3.5, all right. So they'll write 3.5 down. And are you helping this person take a shower? Yes, okay. How many, twice a day? Okay. How long does that take? Help them get in the bathtub, out of the bathtub. And keep in mind, guys, if you have a bathtub, you'll be taking baths. When you come home, the strength in your knees and legs and your body weight, you're not standing up in the shower, I assure you. And if you do, good for you. But you can slip easily getting out of the bathtub. They're gonna add these hours. Okay, 1.5 hours. All right, great. And are you helping Mrs. Jane get dressed every day? Oh, she can put a shirt on? Okay, but you helping her with the pants? Okay, gotcha. So that's twice a day, however many times a day. Okay, so that's 1 hour a day, which is a lot. I'm just going to say that. And how often are you administering the medicine? Okay, so that's an hour there. So you guys, they're going to take 3.5, 1.5, 1, along with all their questions. And it's going to equal 11 hours or something. They times that by 4. And it ends up being, let's just say, in our case, 72 hours, okay? That 72 hours is at about $14 an hour. And just so you know, this interviewer is asking the recipient, not the provider, these questions. So they're actually, in reality, if I'm the interviewer, I'm going to say, Mr. John Doe, how often is Mrs. Jane helping you get dressed? Okay, so every day. Okay, and twice a day. All right, perfect. So when they're adding up these hours, they're talking to that person. And they do this a lot. They say, are you sure? That many hours? And you say, yes, and that's correct. Don't add any additional. Just say your answer. And if they want to be a certain way with it, just say it is this many hours or this much time. Most of the time, you're just saying yes. Okay. It's really a short interview when they're at your house. They're trying to get in and trying to get out to the next patient. This is a one-time thing, you guys. I'm not gonna say tips, but some advice is the recipient, cancer patient, do not get up and greet your person. Stay where you are. You don't even have to go to the table where she's going to sit down with the paperwork. You stay right where you are. If they want to come upstairs and that's where you live, then that's where they're going to come up. Do not be in full spirit standing up trying to impress them and shake their hand. They don't give a shit at all. They're there to just say how many hours your provider, partner, significant other gets. And they're going to be asking you these questions. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. I was asked, does she help me eat? And I said, I had to cut up my food a little bit. And then they would ask her. And then they asked me, does she brush her teeth? And I said, I could do that on my own. But all those things that I said I can do on my own, those were hours that would have been given to blah, blah, blah. So we have, 72 hours a month times $14. So for us, it's about $1,000 of assistance every month. And you'll get your approval letter or denial. Well, actually, you won't get a denial letter unless you fully fuck up the interview. But you'll get your approval letter in the mail. And it'll say you're approved for, it's never an even number, by the way, 66 or 124 hours a month. And you're going to have like an ID number. They've already gotten like the bank account of the recipient or yours, all right? My video is really more husband, wife, even boyfriend, girlfriend, if you guys have the same account, or boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, doesn't matter. If you guys are sharing an account or not, this video is really more if you're kind of sharing the account. It doesn't have any constituents on like whether you're going to get approved or not, or if it's going to, just so I apologize about that. So you have your hours. Now keep in mind, if you're on chemo, you're probably not working, and if you've paid into your employer state disability, they might call it something else, whatever, but here it's going to be SDI, okay? State disability insurance. You would have already filed that the moment you became disabled or had to start treatment. You already like processed it online, waited your 14-day waiting period or whatever they say. So you've been getting this money, the SDI money. But that money is only good for generally 1 year or whatever bucket you have available. But the rule of thumb is 1 year. So as you're getting this money and you're on treatment, you're now home. Most commonly, patients are on treatment for 6 months. A little bit more. I was a little bit more. But most patients are 6. And then they go home. And then they have recovering 6. Are they recovered and healed at that 6-month range, which is the total 1 year mark from when they started? Absolutely not. Some go right back to work because they have to. Some are on FMLA and they have to. But in the case of you exhausting your state disability, think ahead. If you know you're about to go out and state disability will be your only income, and that doesn't include like cash and savings and credit lines. Don't think of that money as your resource money. Think of that as backup money. If your job's insurance is paying you your 60 or 70%, and that's your only money, and you're going to know that before going out, have your significant other or best friend, whoever it is going to be that's going to take care of you, to do everything. Take you to your appointments, help you get dressed, cook your food, help you groom, which my wife did my hair, helped me shave. I couldn't do any of that stuff. Get that money in line. The IHSS takes a couple of months to get approved. So have your sources of income ready. And the recipient is you. The provider is the person helping you. They do get a W-2 at the end of the year in your name under their social. The website says you don't have to file it. But the moment you get approved for IHSS, don't be like us and let the whole year go by and then we get a W-2 and now I have to file that amount of money. I called them and I said, hey, it says if the person is in home living with you, you don't have to file the amount, which is true. But the representative said, oh, there was a form you're supposed to fill out to tell us that, you're going to be exempt from it. Not on taxes, like per se, like I want this amount coming out of the check. It doesn't work that way. The IHSS income is under the Medicaid system. So it's not taxable per se like normal W-2s. But you have to fill out that form. So don't forget to go online or call them and ask them how to download it or get it faxed to you. Now, as far as additional finances, you guys, American Cancer Society, they're awesome, still awesome. But prior, they were paying for all my Ubers, there and back. They were paying for my hotels. They were paying for everything that, like, I can get my hands on. However, when March of 2020 came, the COVID thing changed everything. They had to start housing, literally, I'm not kidding. They had orders to house homeless people in the same hotels that they were paying the hotel on our behalf. So when you called the American Cancer Society, they already have you in the system. From when you're diagnosed, they have that access to that information. When you get that phone call going and you're like, I need help with this hotel, I got to stay there for 3 days, and then I get treatment, and then I got to go back home. Stanford can house you there, but that's only if you get approved from the social worker at Stanford, where they set you up with a local hotel close to them. There's small fees you pay daily or duration, like $100 or whatever it is. It's like they're just this resort fees, just call them that. That's you and your treatment provider. American Cancer Society can help you directly. So if they say, oh, you need help paying for a hotel, well, we have this hotel at this address, it's actually free. We have this hotel at this address, it's only $60. So you're going to get all this help, but you have to call. But once COVID started, their funds went away. It's kind of weird. I mean, I donate every time I get money to them because of what they did for me. But the rules might have changed now, but definitely call them and create a profile over the phone. And their people will call you back. Like, they're very good at it. Don't ever feel rushed. You know, unfortunately, we got like one rep who was too fast and he didn't care. A lot of the reps sit there, talk to you for 30, 40 minutes. So when you're on that phone call, you're talking about like certain stuff over and over. You're like, well, I live here and my treatment is here and I don't have anyone to take me here. So I need an Uber from here to here. Oh, but that's outside your mile radius. So, okay, but what if I get a ride there and they have to go back to work? Can I have someone pick me up to take me to the hospital? Okay, great. What time? Okay, this time. And when are you done with your appointment? You got a future date it basically. Oh, well, I'll be done by this time. Okay. So when do you want us to pick you up? That time. And where do you want us to take you? You need to know that address. You literally, I don't recommend doing it in your phone. I know you guys are all addicted to your phones just like me. But make a little journal, like have a booklet with you. Because when you're calling American Cancer Society, they want it all ready. The time of your appointment, when you want the Uber to be there, the address it's going to. Even if you're calling for the second time, you have a new rep. They don't know where you're going again. They're not going to assume your clinic is always the same. What if you're going to a ER after that? Or what if you're going here because you need a blood transfusion and whatever it may be. So you have to have like all these, it looks like you have to have an itinerary of your appointments when you're talking American Cancer Society. But you guys, it's worth it because I'll tell you right now, Palo Alto is considered the Bay Area and it's minutes from San Francisco. Hotels there, they're so expensive. And when you go do treatment, you're doing treatment for a 2-day stretch or a 3 to 4 day stretch, depending on your cancer and etc. On top of that, you can get housed by Stanford. So don't get confused, you guys. Always call Stanford and say, I'm looking to get in housing. The social worker has to do what kind of like I'm telling you to do. Hey, I'm going to try to do this for you. Your treatment is from January 4th to the 8th. So we don't need you here on the 4th because we're just checking you in. And then we're going to get you, like in the system and get you on IV. So later that night, we might start chemo. So, you can be here like anytime after this time, and then you got to go do blood work. And then, the person picking you up has to leave. Don't tell them to come back until blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of coordination. And if you can't remember a lot of it, like me, my wife did all of this, I was just on for the ride. So the third thing I wanted to talk about was the GoFundMe account. The GoFundMe account is under a social. Don't do it under yours. It doesn't make sense unless you're the only person that is affected and you're the only cancer patient and you live alone and you're taking care of yourself. Then go ahead and do it. Can someone else set it up for you and put it in their name and their social and care of you? Sure. But you'll create the GoFundMe account. You add the bank account and the social and the information, and then you take that link and you can hit share on Twitter and Facebook and blah, blah, blah. Get it out there. People will donate. People you don't know will donate. And people you do know hopefully will help you out as well. So your IHSS is money that you can get. Like, listen, in my case, we're getting at least $1,000. And we got skimmed on ours compared to all the people that we talked to and looked at. We know people that are getting like 180 hours a month and so forth. We literally have under 100 hours. So we have like 1 week's pay at a normal job the whole month, but we're not complaining. What I'm saying is you already, like, let's say lost your job or you're not working. You're going to only get 60% disability. And this is if you're even getting disability. So you've already lost from your 100% of normal money down to 60. So that IHSS is going to just help you. Okay, so IHSS is going to help American Cancer Society with rides and housing can help. It may have changed since COVID. In-house with wherever your treatment is. It doesn't have to be Stanford, but there's other hospitals and cancer centers that have social workers that do the same thing. And then the GoFundMe account. So you have 3 to 4 potential ways of getting help. And the very last one I'll talk about, they run out of money all the time. It's called, I think you Google Mercy Angels or Road to Recovery, something like that. Just try to mix those words together. And you can call them and they can give you up to like $250 gas cards. But they have to have money available. You do have to apply. And it is legit, but they do want like a tax return. Not the whole thing, but like the transcript stuff. They want the tax return, blot out your socials and stuff, but they want like a copy of your ID. So there's a little bit of work to it, but you can literally say, my appointment's every Monday to get chemo, and we're driving to the hospital. It's this many miles, and on the way back, it's this many miles, and we got to go to the pharmacy or whatever. It's 38 miles for your trip, times 2, times that month. And they'll take those mileages and they'll times it by the average fuel of gas. And then they give you your gas card for whatever that number ends up being. And then they give that to you for free. There's no W-2 on it. It's literally like a handout and a support for you. So that covers the finances. I hope I was able to, answer some of your thoughts or concerns while you guys tuned in with me today. I'm looking to get at least 100 subscribers on my YouTube account. I'm fairly brand new to doing the videos public, let's say. This is something that I just decided to do this year. So I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, but it's mostly like the kids and hanging out, vacation stuff, or, you know, Disneyland stuff or something like that. But effective, you know, 2020, this will be my third or fourth video for cancer awareness and so forth. If you guys are struggling and you need help with supplements, let me know. I can recommend stuff. The finances, I can do my best to talk to you about that. But I wish you guys, you know, a better New Year's. Stay safe. Take care of each other. All right. God bless.